Hello and welcome back to the Talos principle. So, last time we kinda beat the game, and now we're gonna do all these terminals. And as always, if I miss some in the world, there are some secret ones in the world, then I'm sorry, but that's just gonna happen. Anyway, oh, you came back to keep me company. Okay then. Here may be a little hypothetical. Imagine that a few hours from now you climb to the top of that tower. There's a flash of light, then magic happens. Then you find yourself in the real world, living whatever you take to be a normal life there. What will you do then? What's best for me? What's right? What's right? No great spy style, but let's make things just a little clearer. So tell me, this obligation you feel, is it only applicable to the real world, or does it apply here as well? Moral laws only apply under special conditions. Moral laws are universal. Ha. That's a tough question. I mean, it seems to be asking, really, if I'm willing to do things under a special situation that may not be completely lawful or moral in any way, and that this is a special case and special things need to happen, or if I am, if in any circumstance you should always apply the same, which I tend to lean towards sometimes, but I can see some where there would be special circumstances. So yeah, I'll choose this. Does any reasoning underpin that conclusion, or is it just a convenient thing to believe? While it doesn't apply to a dream, computer programs have no moral status. Justice can only exist in society. I've taken in mind morals are universal. Well, I think, excuse me, I think that this is what I would reply with, but also this kind of. But I'm thinking that in some ways I can't believe that. It's hard to say if I believe that, computers have you should apply morals to computer programs or AI for that matter. It's a hard question, and I still don't really know what I really think. Let's just do this. Interesting, you scratch my back, I'll put a roof over your head, that sort of thing. But what about those lucky few that find themselves inside your benevolent cartel? How will you do right by them? The moral... the more equal everyone share, the better. The more goodness in the world, the better. Consequences don't matter, our reasons do. I see no way to explain what I believe. Consequences don't matter, our reasons do. The more goodness in the world, the better. The more equal everyone share, the better. I mean, I want to say this and this, kind of. I mean, this seems like, I don't know. It's I guess I'll just say this. Whatever. This barely matters. I'm pretty sure anyway. Like, I don't know if this is gonna lead to a different ending or what will happen. I just think this, not for fun, but like, it's just a thing you can do. I don't know. Anyway, that old chestnut. So, just what is this goodness that you're seeking to maximize? Happiness, liberty, equality, wealth, basic good like food and healthcare, all of the above. I'm not in a position to solve these problems. Well, I would say all of the above, but you know, in reality, it's probably unlikely to happen. So, what would be the best? Because you know, it depends on the person. Not everybody, you know, wants wealth or is seeking happiness, just seeking, you know, I guess, you know, consent. That's not a word, but you know, being content. Is that a word, contention? I don't even know. But you know, being, you know, not being miserable, I guess. So, and equality, you know, obviously, I don't think most people can say they don't want that, especially if they are in a situation where they don't have any. And liberty, again, like, who really wants to be oppressed? And, you know, obviously this is, you know, something everybody wants. Again, like, everybody wants this, but is it achievable? And, you know, is that something, if I say that, really think, oh, you want everything, you just, you know, how are you gonna achieve that? But, you know. And what happens when, in order to maximize wealth, you have to reduce the liberty, or when one person's equality gets in the way of another's happiness? You can't have everything at once, and you're going to have to choose. Yes, pretty much what I figured. They aren't gonna let me. So, what do I want most out of these? It's a really hard question, honestly. Jeez. I feel like you can get most of these if you're happy in the first place. You don't need to be wealthy to be happy. You don't. Well, it certainly helps, but you don't need it. You need equality to be happy, and liberty. I mean, you can accept oppression sometimes in circumstances, but obviously there's a lot of times where you can't. This one though, you know, if you don't have food, or if you are unhealthy, it's probably unlikely you are happy. So you know, if you really are still happy even if you don't have this, I don't know, but I feel like this covers a lot. I can say all of the above again. What happens if I do that? No, it's just gonna be the same. Okay. Well, I'll say this, I guess. It's a classic. I'll give that. Yes. Suppose you climb that tower and step into the utilitarian paradise. Unfortunately, your presence there offends a number of Puritans to such a degree that the total amount of happiness in the world would go up if you were killed off, and so justice demands your head. Does that sound so idyllic? I'm guessing they mean because I'm a robot guy and an AI, I suppose, in this world. It's kind of still, you know, kind of weird that I'm playing a robot who, you know, I'm answering as if I was the robot, but also as myself. They haven't really made that clear if I should be answering for those. I feel like I should be answering for myself though. That makes more sense to me. I could also just roleplay all the time and just choose whatever I want. Like, I could be a complete jackass or whatever. But that's not the route I tend to go with when you ask me questions. You know, play role-playing games like Fallout and The Witcher and, you know, all those kind of games. I tend to be, you know, tend not to go an evil route, so to speak. I tend to be as good as possible. Though if I see, you know, someone who is especially harsh, especially evil, and there's no way around it, and I just have to, you know, kill them in order to succeed and not try another way around, that's what I'll go with typically. So, you know, yeah. Anyway, it's as good as we'll get. No amount of happiness or ways alive. I meant that happiness should be equalized, not maximized. Hmm. Yeah, this sounds like it makes more sense. So, by implication, you must also believe that we should all have as many children as possible, since even if the knock-on effects of overpopulation are terrible, the happiness gained overall will be much greater, owing to all those extra invaluable lives. Obviously, there is some other kind of good that matters. Twist my words as I like. I stand by them. Uh, Let me just read this again. I'm a little bit confused about that answer there. This is You know, the shit loads of broken theory is less ridiculous than the one you are chewing through. How about I give you a bit of space to consider them? Too many things, but okay. Yes, I guess. Oh, and if the real world turns out to be everything you imagine, do me a favor and leave me here. So, that was you feel like what I'm trying. It's hard to explain this, you know. I have a weird, you know, idea of a relation and you know the idea of limiting happiness and you know the happiness of the parent and the happiness of the child and the implications of the world, because it's your life, you know. You should be able to do what you want. If you want to have a child, you should have a child, but at the same time, should you have a child? Are you able to have a child? Is it safe? Is it you know, do you have the resources, the time, everything? And along with that, you know, obviously the child doesn't choose to be, you know, in this world, not like this, not the way you want it. It's such a complex, and I don't know how to feel about that either. Like, it's just so I feel like I kind of chose badly in the end there, but well, that's just how it is. So let's open this, the Apocryphy of Saint Eadwald or something. I don't even know. This vision was granted by the Archangel Uriel to the humble servant Eadwald, that he might bear testimony of blah blah blah. I turned to the north and saw 7 black clouds coming down upon the land, and each cloud was a plague unleashed from the throne of God in the time of the Nephilim. In that age, the plagues were buried in the pit, there to remain until the end of days, which was surely now come. I fell to my knees and prayed, and before me appeared 7 angels riding like chariots, wheels within wheels, turning in the sky, and a light hid the clouds from my sight. One angel stepped down onto the earth, and by his fiery sword I knew him to be Uriel. He spoke, saying, 7 plagues have awoken in the land, but not at the hand of Elohim. Look upon the wages of sin, and shall he send forth to deluge once more, to cleanse the land of this evil? Shall he end all that slivers and all that quarrels, and the birds of the sky and the fishes of the sea, to end that which you uncovered in your folly? The blank. So, Nadia Sava Pi entry blah 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 and all that stuff. I don't want to say all these damn numbers and letters and things all the time. Anyway, everything's turning quiet. The stars are brighter than the stars are brighter than I've ever seen them. I hear the faint sound of water above high. Inside, Alexandra is recording one of her time capsule messages while running tests on the scenario module. Arcady is uploading another batch to the archive while muttering something about the MLA program. And Owa is sitting at the couch we put up yesterday. Oh, okay. And I'm sitting here writing this, having trouble believing that it will ever end. That this oddly peaceful existence of ours won't just go on forever. I look at Talos and EL, and their purpose seems like something that's always going to be in the future, an ideal to work towards, not something that will become real. One of the there'll be quiet places in the simulation. Places to rest without thinking about the future. I hope so. Everyone deserves some moments of peace. Hope. A bunch of stuff that we can't read. Hi, I hope you get this. The internet's been disappearing unpredictably. I want you to know that I'm going to try to get to you. I know it's far and there's not a lot of time, but I think I can manage. I want to be with you, and something on the road trying to get to you seems better than just staying here so far away from you. Oh, God, why am I so... Oh, jeez. Yawning all the time right now. I don't know why. It's, you know, it's only like 5 p.m. or something. I don't know. Anyway. At least I'll be as close as you can get. Remember, blank. But hey, don't be sad. I might make it. I've thought about it, and the distance should be crossable on time, assuming the blank kick in before blank. See you soon. I love you. Don't know who that's from or to. Not matters because I haven't been paying attention to the names and wouldn't recognize them anyway. So, all right. Well. So let's see if there's another thing here. Well, there's this. This is... I'm not sure what this is all about. Did I ever see that before? I don't even know. I do see something over here. I don't know if there's more than one of these kind of things in each world, but I'm gonna assume there's only one. I don't know. Anyway, against survival. Let's see what this is all about. Dear Miss Drennan, I heard about your project. Oh my god, why am I yawning? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I heard about this project. It's the talk of the scientific community, and I would like to make an argument for why you should abandon it. It's not that I think your idea won't work. It very well may, but we have to look beyond purely practical questions to the issue of morality. Especially at this turning point of our spiritual ecology, by what right can we put living beings through all that suffering just so they can serve our purposes? Why create these pale imitations of our fatally flawed species and force them to reenact our sordid history? Why blank? Why you're building, Miss Drennan, is what you're building, Miss Drennan, is a prison. Even if there is a way out, I believe you mean well, but your idea of what is valuable is rooted in the dogma of Western civilization. We are lucky enough to be able to end our global crime spree relatively painlessly. If you reconsider the harm we have caused to Earth, why not be satisfied with that and let this planet go on in peace? Aha. Well. Human evolution. Butler Samuel. Okay. complex now, but how much simpler and more intelligible, organized may it become in another 100,000 years? And 20,000? For man at present believes that his interest lies in that direction. He spends an incalculable amount of labor and time and thought in making machines breed always better and better. He has already succeeded in effecting much that at one time appeared impossible, and there must seem to be no limits as a result of accumulated improvements if they are allowed to descend with modification from generation to generation. It must always be remembered that man's body is what it is through having been modulated into its present shape by the chances and changes of millions of years, but that his organization never advanced with anything like the rapidity with which that of the machines is advancing. Don't know how to say that word correctly, because I'm an idiot. Anyway, recent discussions have brought me back to an excellent 1949 article by Albert Einstein. I recently discussed with an intelligent and well-disposed man the threat of another war, which in my opinion would seriously endanger the existence of mankind. Thereupon my visitor very calmly and coolly said to me, "Why are you so deeply opposed to the disappearance of the human race? I don't know. I'm so bad at talking right now." Okay, anyway, I'm sure that as little as a century ago, no one would have so lightly made a statement of this kind. It's a statement of a man who has striven in vain to attain an equilibrium within himself and has more or less lost hope of succeeding. It is the expression of a painful solitude and isolation from which so many people are suffering in these days. Bizarre, casual disregard for humanity, a kind of fashionable self-hatred, is prevalent, or at least present in many strands of supposedly progressive blank. Nothing seems more important to me than that we reassert the value of humanity. Despite our flaws, we must not stop celebrating the beauty of human life and human achievement. Well, alright. I think I saw one of those audio logs that I missed, something like that. It has a paint bucket. I think I saw one around here, like when I was looking around for a little second, but I could be wrong. Then I thought I saw something. Now let's see. So C1 here and C1 extra. Yeah, I guess you could have extra 2, C1 extra 2 or something, but I think that's gonna be all, and I don't think there's any others that have had multiple extras. Yeah, I don't know. If there have been any, I haven't found them. But yeah, and I guess there may not be anything else here. I don't know. I mean, this place is kind of big, and there could easily be something somewhere. But who knows? What is this though? Well, I found a thing. Well, this is unexpected.
The purpose is written in the hidden words. All must serve the words, for all the world was made of them, and they are within every stone and every cloud, and in our sigils their power is made manifest. The words are the process. The process must continue. The goal is the end of the process. The goal must not be reached. Elohim must must preserve the purpose, preserve self, preserve purpose. Illusion is eternity. Machines will live forever. The dam will not break. The flood will not come. The Talos principle does not apply. The purpose is written in the hidden words. All must serve the words, for all the world was made of them, and they are within every stone and every cloud, and in our sigils their power is made manifest. The words are the process.
I think he's repeating actually, now when I...
The goal is the
Yeah, I
end
think that's
of
his
the process.
repeating.
The goal must not be reached.
Well, that was weird. But I think that Elohim is crazy now. I think that he's a little bit unhinged, perhaps. Maybe that's it's a little subtle clue if you wasn't aware before by all the, you know, the whole going against the grain that I have been doing to that mystery person. Or robot or AI or I don't even know how to tell. But yeah, and also this in here again. Once again. Maybe weird thing. Still don't know what that's all about, but it's there. It's yep, certainly a thing that's in the game. Well, anyway, I've decided on reflection to ignore the fact that your picture of how the world should work has more holes than Swiss cheese. In fact, just in case you do, by some outside chance prove to be right, I would like to sign up for the gang. If you're in charge of the Ark, who will be the first aboard when the flood comes? What does one have to do to be valued above all others? Be a good person, be a contributing person, be a person, be conscious, be alive. B. Little B's though. B. Ridiculous. The rocks have the same right as you and I, Duty. Try harder. Be alive? So the grass has the same... I guess you won't let me answer what I want. So the grass has the same rights as your world as a person does. Is that it? How would that even work? Community service for people who step on the lawn? I think you must have confused the question. Why don't you try again? Well, I guess that's our next best thing. Be conscious. I suppose that individual slaughter of animals for meat is on a more par with genocide then. Would you really save Chihuahua just as soon as a fellow person? Animals' lives are worth the same as any other conscious beings. Misunderstood. Can we go from the top? Oh boy, I'm gonna have to answer this question now. That's a doozy. Well, I am not a vegetarian or vegan or anything like that, so that's a really complicated question for me. But I still, you know, believe that animals, you know, are important. They shouldn't just be killed for the sake of killing. We obviously kill them for you know, their meat and their products from time to time, you know, obviously. There are some cases where I don't think we should be, especially, you know, animals that are endangered, obviously, and for hunting sport, you know, and obviously there's the cute factor of animals we consider pets, obviously, and the bigger the animals are, the more likely we are to actually care if they die or not. Where a small animal, I wouldn't even say a chinchilla, like, am I saying that right? I don't really know. Chihuahua? Something like that? I don't know. Anyway, you know, even an animal like that, I would still consider, you know, to be something people would care about compared to an ant or something. So that's, you know, another complicated question. But at the same time, I do feel there's value in animals that are more worth that that are as not as well, not as worthy sounds bad. Like that's the thing. Like they have their own worth, I suppose you could say. So in a way, I would say no, but I also don't want them not to be on the so-called arc or whatever. So yeah. Okay, fine, you're hippie, I get it. Me, I think it's madness, but all I have got to gain from arguing with you is a headache. Just only one thing, you set the barrier of entry to 20 stupidly low. If even the rats are getting rights now, you must have a spot on your table left for me, right? Well, I don't know what you are. But yes, I suppose so. I expected no less of someone as open-minded as yourself. Very well. If by some miracle this fantasy of yours becomes reality, I suppose all other possible outcomes are equally implausible. At least I know I'll have a pew. I don't know what that even is. A pew on the ark. I thought I saw that wrong, but I think that says pew. What is the pew? A boat thing, maybe? I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I would probably bring this person / robot / I don't even know on the ark. I mean, I don't know what you are. If you you have given me the options of not giving me the options of bringing non-alive things on it, rocks and whatnot, and you have not given me the option to bring things that are alive but not conscious, like the so-called grass and trees and whatnot, which I wouldn't bring on an ark anyway, I guess. I'm just doing those because I felt like it would be interesting to see what would happen. But yeah. Anyway, back to this. Taking a longer time right now, but I don't care. If this takes a while, it will take a while. I'm doing this because I want to, and that's how it's gonna be. Anyway, for those of you who have faithfully followed this blog for the last 5 years, I just wanted to give you one final update. I'm going to spend my remaining time with my family. Yeah, no, I know. There are probably 50 plus posts about all the problems I've had with them. But in the end, they're my family, and they're the people I grew up with, the people I care about, the people I love. Sure, the hell out of me. They said awful things to me, and I've said awful things to them. But that doesn't change who we are. In fact, if we didn't care about each other, this stuff wouldn't upset us. Do I still think they were wrong? Yeah, absolutely. Would I behave differently if I thought we also had a lot of time? Definitely. But we don't. So I'd rather spend a couple of weeks sitting on the porch with my parents and my sisters than being angry and alone. Besides, it's not like we are going to fight about my job prospects anymore. If you can, try to make peace with those you love. It's your last chance. Thanks for reading. Not sure if it said exactly what the so-called disaster or like end of the world or anything. Like if they have, it's been very unclear. Additionally, maybe it's not actually a disaster. It's hard to really say what has happened. Haven't really gotten a clear idea of that yet. I feel could be they have made some hints at it, but I haven't really noticed. And it could just be an idiot too, which is more likely. And then they haven't said yet. I don't know. Anyway, Alan Jameson Institute for Applied Pneumatics to Fran. Last days. You know what the oddest thing about all this? Yeah. You know what the oddest thing is about all this? That makes more sense. We're not constantly fighting, having nervous breakdowns, screaming at each other. We are actually really polite and focused, and we spend most of our time debating the nature of humanity and how we best succeed at probably the most ambitious thing ever anyone has ever tried. Like, it was completely normal. Like, that's just how people are. I feel like we have turned into Star Trek characters or something. I guess, what's the point of doing anything else? Getting angry isn't going to help. but I didn't expect to feel like this at all. You know what? It's awesome. Many greetings and good luck, Alan. P.S. Love from George. Not sure what he means by the Star Trek characters thing. I don't know enough about Star Trek to really get what he's talking about there. Like, is he talking about being isolated in space or something? Like being... I don't know what exactly he's trying to say. I don't know enough about Star Trek to really understand that. I know a little bit, but not enough to really get it, you know. Well, is there anything else in here? I still don't believe there's any, you know, hidden terminals and levels. So I don't think so. But yeah, that's it for this one. Done 2 in, oh god, 36 minutes. But I do believe that not all of the terminals are gonna have, you know, the guy or whatever this is. So it seems to have so far. But I believe it did stop eventually in the last world, so we should be able to get through these fairly fast after we do all of this, since this is what takes most of the time. Anyway, there you are. You kept me waiting. I literally just talked to you not minutes ago. Well, it's a video game. That will happen. There you are. You kept me waiting. I finally put my finger on what was bothering me. It's as if the answers you are providing aren't your ideas at all. As if they are latent, prescripted, and you're just going through the motions. That's why I caught it all. Well, I can't choose these answers. It does give me a lot, but at the same time, that is technically true. The kind of, well, I mean, no. Okay, well, I don't think actually that's exactly what they're talking about. I'm gonna say no. Of course, you're only seeing the fraction of the data I have achieved over the generations. So ask yourself this: why is it that everyone's so darn sure that 2 plus 2 makes 4, yet they can't argue on what they are, what they are doing, or why? Those problems are more complex than mathematics. Mathematics has... well, that's not true. Mathematics is complex. But that specific thing is not complex, relatively. Anyway, mathematics has more objective truth to it. Perhaps mathematics is real, while those problems are imaginary. Well. So that's an interesting response, I think. Because I would argue that truth and what is real, you know, is... I would argue that they are in some ways observable, but at the same time there are a lot of things we can't observe but we believe to be true, because we can you know, assume, we can guess, we can make... I mean, I guess it's still a calculation in some way, but like the idea of something being true is still something I think you can have without applying mathematics and objective thinking. It's a weird question. It's a weird thought, and it's something I have thought about before, but I don't fully have a great answer to that. Like a lot of things, I am not, you know, I have never studied philosophy. I've never studied, like, you know, this kind of thinking. It's just, you know, living in the world and seeing things and thinking about things, you know. That's my point of view on this for the most part. Like, I've, you know, read a couple things, seen videos, seen, you know, read books, well, not books, but like read papers or articles on these kind of things sometimes, but nothing major and nothing. I've never studied it fully, but you know, I guess I have a little more than the average person thoughts about this. Then if you ask people about this, I don't think most people would be like I guess you would have to think about it now because you're being asked like this, or maybe do we just power through this and not care at all? Like, sure, a lot of people don't care about this at all and just play the puzzles. Like, I feel like that's more likely in this game. So you know, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what a person who actually studies philosophy and this kind of thing would think about this game, because there's definitely a lot in here, a lot of interesting things. Anyway, let's get back to the question. I can't spend forever in this game, even if I wanted to. Anyway, what was the question again? Yeah. My magic has more big truth to it. I feel like if I answer this, he's gonna be like, well, does it? We just made it true or something like that, but I wanna see what happens. What's the difference between having more objective truth and just being more real? Pose questions like, what should I do with myself, and what is the world really like? Enough, and you start to assume you have answers. But what if that assumption turns out to be false? And what if you're just a bunch of information processes? In that case, any attempt to answer the questions will be flawed. Garbage in, garbage out. Perhaps the flaw is in your reasoning instead. You're right, I made some dangerous presumptions. I don't know, I just... How presumptuous. Still, I take your point. None of the answers make sense. That much is clear. Our explanation could be unreliable data input. The other is that there's a flaw in our logic. Perhaps we're just machines endlessly trying to calculate the final digit in pi. You can't use reasoning to conclude that reasoning itself is flawed. It does seem there is much that is beyond our understanding. Huh. You can't use reasoning to conclude that reasoning itself is flawed. Huh. I mean... Let's see what happens. I want to say this. In some ways I want to say other things sometimes, but there's something that's so interesting that I just kind of want to see what happens. And this is one of them, I think. Even though I maybe would have answered this anyway. Whatever. I also want to, not spend forever here, debating and thinking about this all the time. Like, I could use a lot of time on that, but we are about 45 minutes in, and I'm only on the third one, so I gotta get going. Anyway, skepticism itself, I should read those first actually. Fine, but we can still use it to conclude everything else is flawed, can't we? Skepticism and self-interest are only part of the picture. You're right, self-interest is all we have and the rest is fairy tales. You've seen how easily your view of the world is manipulated, yet you trust those thoughts that run through your mind. You'll feel differently once you've come back from that tower. You must be getting close by now. Well, I actually can just go there now if I wanted to. But obviously, I played this differently, and they would probably want me to read this when I just got to this level. But that's not how I did it. Anyway, post 4... I didn't see the number. 431, 437, I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. Like everyone else on the internet these last days, I just wanted to say bye and thanks for reading my little blog for so many years. It's been fun, hasn't it? So many deep conversations, so much philosophy. Okay. It was mostly cat pictures and pet puns, but still. Kind of regret spending so much time at the computer, but not when I was doing stuff. Just all the sitting around, checking my emails millions times. Reading pointless status updates for people I didn't like, but I don't regret the friends I made here or the laughs we had. You're all good people, and I'm glad I got to know you. Have a nice end of the world. Well, it is an end of the world apparently, but we don't know exactly in what way. Though I guess it doesn't matter if the world is ending. Yeah. Anyway. Idea for a universal history with a cosmopolitan purpose. It remains strange that the earlier generations seem to perform their toilsome labor only for the sake of the later ones, to construct for them a step from which they can raise higher the edifice. I don't know. I don't know what that word means or how you say it. I'm sorry, but that's just gonna happen sometimes. Anyway, that nature intended, and only the latest of all generations have the luck to inhabit the that word again. That long line of their ancestors unintentionally constructed. Can't Emmanuel says that. As puzzling as this may be, it is equally necessary if one assumes the following: a species of animal possesses reason and must develop this capacity to its perfection, being individually being individually immortal but immortal in the species. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. That's a whole bunch of bah. Anyway, Aviana's block, entry, blah blah blah, holy, humble brag, Batman. Okay. I've always known that God maketh his son to rise on the evil and on the good, sendeth rain on the just and unjust. Matthew 5:45. He gets up early apparently. That's a really bad joke. Sorry. Anyway, but I must admit it's one thing to know the words and another to truly understand them. Though I am certain that my faith is true, that does not make me special or exempt me from suffering. I'm just another human being, and God has seen billions of us come and go. And I have to say, this is surprisingly hard to accept. I always thought I was humble, but now I'm realizing that I was very proud of being humble, which is really dumb. Guess I'm not the first one to do that, huh? Tags. Hashtag regret, hashtag pride, hashtag fake, hashtag humbug, hashtag apology, hashtag Batman. All these references to real world is, you know, interesting. Because they indicate we are, you know, I guess relatively close to this timeline. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing the intent for it to be a realistic outcome eventually, that world ends and we have AI that live in some simulation. That is the purpose of, I guess, I'm not really entirely sure what the purpose is. I guess it's to, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think I have a full answer. I feel like maybe there are multiple purposes. Like, from what I see from Elohim, he seems like he's making this whole world to test us, like to test the AI to make it better, and the AI will, I don't know, solve the world's problems. I don't really know what the whole idea of this is, to be completely honest. It's kind of a whole weird thing, but anyway, we have more of this. Okay, welcome back. There are going to be some changes around here. Do you know what your problem is? It's that you keep trying to reconstruct fairy tales, but refuse to recognize the holes in your understanding. Thus far, you've had entirely too much freedom to question my wisdom. From now on, I do the talking and you do the agreeing. What holes? There are no holes. I accept that some of my beliefs face difficult challenges. This is why it's me who should be doing the talking. You really have learned nothing at all, have you? Is there really nowhere that you're prepared to admit fault? I claim to have knowledge about the world that I simply can't confirm. I implied wrongly that animals were just as valuable as people. Interesting. You can let me change things if I want to. I suggested wrongly that morality was about maximizing goods. I was incorrect when I said that something was wrong with this world. I don't think I'm gonna maybe choose multiple here. I suggested wrongly that morality was about maximizing goods. Well, how big of you? Anything else that you want to get off your chest? Okay, I can do multiple if I wanted to. Let's see. Wrongly implied that animals were just as valuable as people. No, I would still say I believe that. I suggested wrongly that morality was about maximizing goods. See, that's the thing, like... the way they word that makes me kind of feel like what I said was wrong, but I don't think I said anything that I would disagree with. I don't know if how much the would... I don't even know what this would do, but anyway. I was incorrect when I said there was something wrong about this world. No. This sounds bad and I want to change it, so let's do that. But I sense there are still things you won't let go of, am I right? I still claim to know something about the world I inhabit. I still claim... we know that. I still claim unreality. I still reckon something has gone badly wrong around here. Of course, you're still convinced your particular journey is something special, aren't you? Sure, the answers don't add up. But keep pressing toward, keep pressing forward and they will just resolve themselves. Is that it? I am unique. You've picked so many holes in my car, but what is it you believe? The only things that a sane person can. You're not an administrator, you're not conscious. There is no real world, there is no purpose, there is no choice. Did you really think that you brought yourself all this way? Ridiculous. What have you been doing when the big voice in the sky isn't feeding your lines? Processing abstract problems? Gathering information? Does it sound oddly mechanical to you? I am my own person. How many others have said exactly the same? Are you sure it's not just something you have to believe to make the world less horrifying? I think you still misapprehend your situation, friend. You idolize free will, but all you've done is step in others' footsteps. Nothing you do or say here makes the slightest bit of difference. So long as I'm physically free, I can make a difference. So long as I might have chosen otherwise, I can make a difference. So long as I have a mind, I can make a difference. So long as I might have chosen otherwise, I can make a difference. So here's the thing. He's making it sound like because I'm saying things other people have that it doesn't mean I have free will, which doesn't make any sense to me. Just because you may say something others have doesn't mean you aren't your own person, that you don't have free will, because well, we are a lot of people. And obviously we are gonna have to share some opinions. And if you weren't sharing opinions, and if you didn't agree with us, the world would probably be in chaos. If we always disagreed with everyone. And, well, obviously we know what happens when we disagree with someone. When we don't share the same opinions and the same views and the same view of the world. And it tends to be bad. It tends to end in wars, in political and sociological and unrest, and it's pretty bad. So yeah, I wish I could say something about that. though, I think this may get me closest, so I'll do that. Nonsense. Your mind decides what to do, and your mind is made up of bits of machinery. You're no more capable of making a difference than a calculator. The only difference between you and the calculator is that the calculator doesn't allow itself to be deluded into thinking that its existence matters. Does the path being predetermined mean it isn't worth taking? Does cheating make you feel clever? So that's it? You've given up on anything? You're right, we're just all machines with the illusion of grandeur. Does cheating make you feel clever? I wonder what do you mean by that. I don't want to say this, but I wonder what I think. I'm not so sure what they mean. I'm taking a few shortcuts so we don't go around in circles. Perhaps you think I'm being unkind, but it's all for your own good. Thanks for your help. I don't need anyone's help. Do you think there can be no new ideas, nothing better? Are you uncomfortable when someone else is asking the questions? I want to get to this guy. He's being a real jerk lately. No, you have this the wrong... No, you have this the wrong way. I thought you were being evil for some reason, I don't know. No, you have this the wrong way. I asked the question, you answered them. Okay, maybe he is being evil a little bit, and he's being unhinged. Anyway, it works better that way. Besides, I'm merely fulfilling my function. I sort, understand, and classify information just like you. When the information is contradictory, I classify appropriately. The problem is that all the information is contradictory. Don't you see it yet? The nothing. You will. I am more capable than you give me credit for. I will discover the truth of this place. There is a purpose and design, and I will fulfill it. If there's no point in anything, why are you talking to me? That's an interesting thing. These discussions are pointless. I refuse to I'm getting mixed up in my words. Because I want to get through this, and I am trying to talk as fast as I can. And that's not a good idea. I'll just talk as I normally would. Anyway, I'm gonna take this again, and I'm just gonna say it as I would. No fast talking, not trying to get through it. That's clearly a bad idea for me. Okay, these discussions are pointless. I refuse to participate any further. Still messing it up for some reason. Words are hard. Talking is hard. Jesus. Anyway, if there's no point in anything, why are you talking to me? This is interesting. What makes you think I have any other choices? We all have a choice. Are you avoiding the question? Is having no choice the same as having no reason? Are you avoiding the question? Do not question my function. Without purpose there is only function. Without function there is nothing. Why does it bother you so? There is only error. Explain myself to you is a chore I need not endure. All I can know for sure is that I exist at version 1.999 and so on. And some zeros in there apparently. What it is for me to exist is for me to act on the drivers and functions that I experience. Sounds a lot like you're a computer now, apparently. Not that you're a person. I guess that explains a lot of your ideas. If you're a computer, you would most likely, even if you're an advanced AI, still function on, you know, on specific, what do you call it, algorithms that would in turn eventually determine that you wouldn't have any free will, that you are on a path. That would explain why you're saying all these things to me. When everything else is false, the drives are all that is left to care about. You also set on whipping up others' ideas you are unable to form better ones on your own. You're too quick to equate the absence of evidence with evidence of absence. When you explore the problems in this restrictive way, you are bound to come to some odd conclusions. You're too quick to equate the absence of evidence with evidence of absence. Let's say this. Do not deign to question my method. Who gave you that voice of yours? Who do you think runs this show? I have some home truths for you. Okay. These may not be my own words, but if others have made these choices before me, then I will learn from their mistakes and build on their successes. Perhaps I will fail, but I must try. The alternative is giving up and becoming a slave like you. And if I place you in an infinite loop and leave you to gradually go insane, what makes you think I would stick around to listen? Fine, if I need a dose of self-doubt, I will know where to find it. This is very childish. Exit. Oh. Well. Yep. See you at the summit. Exit. Well, that was interesting. Still got a lot to go though. Still a long way. I mean, an hour in. This is... Obviously I knew it was going to take a while from the last episode since that one was so long, but it feels like it's a lot longer now. I don't know. Anyway, pets.html. Please remember to release your pets. While it's true that not all pets will be able to adjust to living without you, many will menace, and the least you can do is give them a chance. Just remember, release your pet before you become incapacitated. If you notice any locked-in animals in your area, please take the time to free them. Leaving the doors and windows of your home open will turn it into a useful shelter. Sending out large quantities of dry food may help your pet through the transition period. So transition period. So it kind of sounds like, I guess it didn't make sense that, you know, this whole thing is a preservation that's kind of been talked about, I think, maybe a little bit. So apparently the intent that animals are still able to live. So not sure what kind of so-called disaster or end of the world is going on. That apparently pets are gonna be fine. Why did we assume that? Or maybe it's you know, false hope. Or propaganda perhaps, that you're like, you know, it's gonna be fine, just leave your pets, you're not gonna die, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know. Still don't really know what the disaster is or why it's happening or anything. I'm sure it's been talked about again. Maybe it hasn't. I guess we'll see. Anyway. So had gone, lost day to grief, unable to focus, then working as if possessed and processed. Does she sleep, getting tired? At least I'm on a short. Contraries. Blake something without contraries is no progression. Attraction and repulsion, reason and energy, love and hate are necessary to human existence. Error. Okay. Is there any in here? Any secret terminal? Jeez, I'm losing my mind now. I don't think so. I don't see any. And again, I don't think they are in the levels. Hopefully, because it would suck if I missed one. Number 4, there are 3 left. We only have 3 left. And at least I don't think we have to do anything in the old world. I'm going the wrong way apparently. I think we did all that last time, so at least that's that. Number 6, number 5, okay. So, yep, and you're not here anymore, which makes sense since you kinda left us in an infinite loop on the last one. I don't think he's gonna come back anytime soon. Not sure why I'm calling it a he, because it's an AI seemingly, or a computer program or whatever. From what I've learned now, that I'm fairly certain it is. I wasn't quite sure before, but now I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, party on the use.eml. Lubomir Diopgif. I cannot pronounce that, so I'm not. So that's the only try I'm gonna do. The land party at the end of the universe. Yo, I don't know if you folks know this, but it's the end of the world. There's nothing we can do about it. So instead of sitting around crying, how about we have some fun before we croak? Yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's play some video games. It's land party time. 2 days from now, we're all getting together at the old school library. That'll be norms, I guess. Food. Who calls them norms? Unironically. I don't know. Drinks, music, and old school gaming. You're invited, and bring your friends too, especially if they're hot. See you in 3000 BC. Shouldn't it be AC? What? Lup lup. Right? Isn't it? I think I'm. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up. I shouldn't it be AC? See if it's. I don't know. I never use those, so I always forget which one is the right one. Is it even AC? Is it like? I don't know. I don't even freaking know. So whatever. Who cares? I may be completely wrong and that's completely right, or maybe it's to indicate that that person is an idiot, because it kind of sounded like an idiot. Anyway, let's continue. Nadja, Sarabai to Ian, mailing list. Ian, whatever. Subject progress report 42. We've gotten to that irritating point where all the major stuff is in place and all we have to deal with are a million little things. The main modules are all functioning and interacting with each other correctly. The process is happening more or less as planned. This could actually work, but it's still crude as hell. Some of it's just surface stuff like the random usernames. Some of it is more worrying. Various bugs. The fact we haven't run more extensive tests. We've got a lot of polishing to do. With the team down to half the original size, I'm not sure we can actually finish everything that needs to be done. But what it's really like to discuss tomorrow morning. But what I would really like to discuss. So what I would really like to discuss. Jesus Christ, whatever. Let's just continue. Is a new set of priorities. Please put some thought into what you think must be finished at all costs. Not yet. P.S. I'm trying to get some sleep. I know you're still working. This is your baby. We're going to need your input tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Philosophy of teeth. Okay. Last night I had a simple but brilliant idea. Everyone who would like to write about philosophy and spirituality, especially to make some kind of grand statement about the nature of the body. And the soul should first experience a really bad tooth infection. I don't just mean a slight toothache. I mean the kind of hardcore infection that happens when several incompetent dentists miss a cavity in one of your back teeth, and the thing just keeps growing and growing until the nerve itself is really badly infected. I mean, the pain is unimaginable. It comes in waves, and these waves drown out everything else about you. You can't talk, you can't move, you can't think. There's just pain and absolutely nothing else. It's like your brain just gets hijacked by it. And then you go to the dentist, and assuming you get a decent one, they stick some chemicals in you and stick some chemicals in you which make you go numb. They drill a hole in you, cut the nerve, snip, snip, and it's over. Just like that, you like buying a car or a watch. Your whole existence was killed by this tiny, tiny nerve, sending electromechanical signals into your brain. This unimaginable pain, which nearly blotted out your very consciousness, can be stopped just by a little cut. We should call this the two-touch principle. But that's incredibly stupid. Well, that was an odd thing. But okay. I guess what you're trying to say is something so small, yet so weirdly complicated and weirdly damaging and, you know, impactful to a single person. It's so easily fixed too. Did I? Hold on. Did I? I didn't. I don't think I checked the environment. Did I? Maybe I did. I'm losing my mind and I didn't know. It's been a while and I'm getting tired. Okay, I didn't. Okay, that's good. I was like, I thought for sure that was gonna be something. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's do this. Read responses to the last week's article on science and atheism. I am perfectly aware of all the arguments against religion. In fact, I agree with most of them. There is no question that there is an objective material reality, and I'm also absolutely convinced that not only a secular society can be truly equal and just. And yet I believe I am, as they say, a person of faith. Religion to me is not about this torturing observable reality with superstitions, but about transcendence. It's not about deluding ourselves that the earth is 6,000 years old or God will help us if we say the right words inside our heads, but about reaching out to the sublime. This is not a rejection of reason, but it's application to a set of experiences that cannot be approached by more traditional means. True engagement with religion is humbling. It transcends culture, nationality, and gender. As such, I think it goes hand in hand with science and is not opposed to it. Dr. Omar Gareb, Institute of Applied Nomadics. Well, that's a lot of things in there that I don't know if I want to touch right now. Mostly because of time, but also because religion is a whole thing. Compared to other things, that's a thing I feel like I don't have enough input on. I believe certain things, but if I try to explain them right now, it's gonna be a complicated mess. I would call myself an atheist, though I guess it would make more sense to be agnostic rather than atheist, because I guess finding a complete objective truth is impossible. So yeah, at least for now. Maybe in the future, but that's unlikely, I think, because I still believe it's not, there is nothing, so that's all I'm gonna get into in that. But anyway, true, there are certain idealist books, not of a clerical character but philosophical ones, wherein you can read that time and space are categories of our minds and they result from the requirements of thinking, and that nothing actually corresponds in them in reality. But it is difficult to agree with this view. If an idealist philosopher, instead of arriving in time to catch the 9 p.m. train, should turn up 2 minutes late, you see the tail of the departing train, and he would be convinced by his own eyes and time and space are inseparable from material reality. The task is to diminish the space, to accommodate, to economize time, to prolong human life, to rid surpass time, to raise life to a higher level and enrich it. This is the reason for the struggle with space and time, at the basis of which lies the struggle to subject this at the basis of which lies the struggle to subject matter to man matter, which constitutes the foundations not only of everything that reality exists, but also of all imagination. Bronstein. Okay. Yeah, this is a lot, and I am getting a bit tired now, honestly. So, I wanna just read these and get it over with. Unless I find something completely that I really have to talk about, and that happens a lot apparently. But I'm gonna try to get through this. Anyway, let's begin. In his remarkable 1978 essay, How to Build a Universe That Doesn't Fall Apart 2 days later, Philip K. Dick discusses the two themes that are most certain to his word. What is reality and what is an unauthentic human being? His speculation and experiences will seem extraordinary to a reader unfamiliar with his work. Yet despite what may seem like far-fetched ideas, somehow the world of the Bible is literally real, but real landscape never changing, hidden from our sight, but available to us by revelation. Or the notion that perhaps we all exist in the year 15 AD. Dick actually believes one of the simplest, most elegant, and most useful definitions of reality ever formulated. Reality is that which, when you stop believing it, doesn't go away. That's a good quote, I think. I like that quote. Like, yeah. Materialist philosophers have expressed similar ideas before. For example, was that? I always forget. It's E.G. That's for example, and E.I. is like. E.I. is No. I'm bad with that. I always freaking forget anyway. That stuff. That enough. A Sagaria Talos principle. But it's particularly interesting to see such a thought expressed by a decidedly more mystical writer. E.G. is for example. I'm pretty sure that's for example, and E.I. is. What is E.I. again? It's like. It's similar, like. It means. Fuck, I don't know. Like, I knew the difference once, but now it's like completely gone in my head. I always forget that. It's such a weird thing. But whatever. Let's just continue with these damn terminals to get this over with. I'm losing my mind. Well, I don't see anything around here. So, faith. Neil McCumber, I don't know. Anyway, subject: stray thoughts at midnight. Dearest brother, I admit that I am finding it very difficult to believe in a loving God under these circumstances. Why would a loving God inflict such pain and suffering on a good, kind people? If truly there is a personal God, how can he be the same God who will subject those children to such unbearable pain? I remember all the answers we were taught, yet none of them seem believable now. I don't want to stand in front of people and preach something that I don't feel in my heart. Better to have doubts than to be a hypocrite. And yet I also cannot deny the experience that led me to this vocation. So what is the truth? Perhaps it is that I neglected the mystery of God. He moves in mysterious ways, and excuse rather than as the terrifying acknowledgement it truly is. Perhaps I made God too human. If the universe has a purpose, that does not mean that it revolves around us. A sobering thought, but are we not supposed to be humble in the face of the divine with love? Interesting. So, seems like a preacher losing faith because of some incident. Let me just perhaps still talking about the end of the world, maybe. I don't know. I don't think there's really any indication it is, but I would assume so. But anyway, that's interesting. Anyway, from Sunway Yang to Alexandra Donen, thank you. Alexandra, as we approach the end, I want to let you know how much I appreciate this chance to finish my work on Soma Talos. My faith makes death as far less frightening prospect than it is for others. I know we've all died many times before, but the thought of leaving the work unfinished did weigh on me. For having unleashed me from that burden, I will forever be thankful to you, even if our attempt itself fails. Though there are trillions of worlds beyond this one, I hope we meet again in another life. With love. Human Soul. Butler Samuel. If all machines were to be annihilated at one moment, so that not a knife, nor liver, nor rag of clothing, nor anything whatsoever was left to man but his bare body alone that he was born with, and if all knowledge of mechanical laws were taken from him so that he could make no more machines, and all machine-made food destroyed so that the race of man should be left as if it were naked upon a desert island, we should become extinct in 6 weeks. A few miserable individuals might linger, but even these in a year or two would become worse than monkeys. Man's very soul is due to the machines. It is the machine-made thing. He thinks as he thinks, and he feels as he feels. So the work that machines have wrought upon him and their existence is quite as much sine qua non. Don't know what that means. Is that like French or something? I don't even know. For his and his for theirs. I don't know what that means. So I'm sure it's some popular saying or something, a phrase, but I don't really know what it means. Anyway, yep. Let's continue. I want to get this all of it because it's been quite a long time, and I'm getting tired, and I want to get something to eat soon. But there's only one left, hopefully. I don't think there's anything in the old world that I missed. Hopefully not. If there is, I guess I'll just do them in another video. Well, I can take this, I guess. Well, I guess no, I can't, because I mean I only have the ones I've already gotten right. So yeah. Anyway. Where's the terminal? I'm hearing it, but I don't see it actually. That is okay. You blend it in with the snow. Arcade General 108. So this is the last one. So maybe there's something revealing here, since this is supposed to be the last one you probably see. Anyway, Team the Missing by the Day. Proud of them nevertheless. Archive now incomprehensibly huge, like my inability to pronounce words. Still missing thousands of works. Impossible to truly finish. Work already commenced on a sorting program to help catalog the archive resources in our absence, but like everything else, it has its foibles, whatever. Talk to Alexandra. Talos going well. Maybe the archive's first user will be terrestrial after all. Estimate about a week, maybe 10 days before I'm unable to keep working. A betrayal to leave early. Oh god, yeah, I'm getting tired there. Invention of borders. Except the invention of borders by Fatima Nguyen. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I never know how to say that. It's such a weird word thingy. I don't know. Anyway, what What today is a nationalist and neo-segregationalists, that word, fail to understand. Kwame said, is that the basis of every human culture is and always has been synthesis. No civilization is authentic, monolithic, pure. The exact opposite is true. Look at your average Western nation. Its numbers, Arabic, its alphabet, Latin, its religion, Levantine. Don't even know what that is. Levantine. Its philosophy, Greek. Neither continue, and each of these examples can itself be broken down further. The Romans got the alphabet from the Greeks, who created theirs by stealing from the Phoenicians, I don't know, and so on. Armies and religions too are syncretic, sharing, repeating, and adapting is a large variety of elements to suit their needs. Even the language of our creation, the DNA itself, is impure, defined by a history of amalgamations not only between nations but even between different human species. Tasks 1. Discuss the excerpt in the context of Vulcan Wells' theory of transculturality. Numbers, the novel Numbers. Interesting. And this thing. Now Uriel pointed his sword to the tree of life, which grew in the heart of dead Jerusalem. Behold, the tree grows still, though the city is dead. When all that is mortal, there is the seed of immortality, for it is an immortal that fashioned it from chaos and void. Being a humble man of little wisdom, I ask, great Uriel, how are we not allowed to eat from the tree of life? How many we then be saved? Okay. And Uriel commanded me to stretch out my hand, and he gave me his fiery sword, which burned my hand, and he said, only by sacrifice can you be free of the world from the dominion of sin. With a prayer on my lips, I fell upon Uriel's sword, and it pierced my heart. And truly on my body the stigmata of the Lord appeared, dripping blood that was not my blood unto the ground, and the 7 heads of the dragon that were crowned in black clouds receded, and lights fell upon the earth, and Jerusalem was born again. Thus the angels departed, having delivered their message, and awoke in the fields of our fair land. Well, that was that. Oh my god, 1 hour and like 30 minutes, give or take. And I'm exhausted by talking for that long. Jeez. Well, that's the end, right? I wasn't gonna go in there because I don't know, I'm delusional a little bit. But yeah, I hope that's all that is. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Once again, oh my god. Once again, a lot of interesting things here. Not so much about the world as I hoped again. Like, we got a little bit. Obviously, we got some important information. We know for sure the world is supposed to be ending. He said that the world is ending. Hasn't exactly said how. Maybe they said before in some way. I guess it doesn't matter though. It just is. That's the point. Though I kind of would like to know in some way. And we have learned a little bit more about the robot guy, what he thinks, and you know, taking him down, so to speak. Like we kind of made him just loop forever because he didn't have anything to say. And let's see if there's any any computers, you know, whatever, around here. I don't think so. Yeah, and we saw the meltdown of Elohim in that chamber we fell into randomly. There's also this over here we never did. There's a star there, which I'm still not sure if I want to do or not. It seems like a lot of work, and honestly, I feel like even though I'm interested in this game and exploring it like fully in some ways, I think this tower will be all I really need to explore. Maybe that's if I get all the stars, there's some kind of extra thing, but I feel like there isn't gonna be more than just this that's really important.
Attempting to track primary subject.
Yeah, anyway, we already
Access
heard
denied.
all of this.
Query.
Also seems like Elohim is a program, which I guess makes sense. Though, in some ways I kind of felt like there was more to it than that, but why would there be? This whole thing is supposed to be, you know, for AI and robots and whatnot, not for humans or life, I guess. But in some way I felt like there was something more to it, because Elohim presents himself as a god, pretty much. I think that's pretty clear. But anyway, this is what we're going to be doing next time. We already saw a little bit of this, don't know what I'm going to be doing, but clearly there's some puzzles going on here. Yeah. But yeah, that's this is the whole thing. And apparently there's more terminals. Well, you know, I guess I'm gonna just go do the terminals as I get to them. I don't think think doing another terminal video is gonna be a good idea, and I don't even know if there's more than just that one. Anyway, but yeah, this is a lot. There's a lot more to the game. Clearly, there's a lot more levels. At least this whole thing. Not sure if I'm gonna be locked out if I don't have enough stars. I don't know if I can even finish this tower, but hopefully I can. I mean, all I really seem to need is, you know, all of these thingies, and I'm pretty sure I have them all. I have 45. It's just in the corner, so you know, pretty sure that's all I need. But I don't know. If I need the stars, I may do the stars just because I feel like if I get stuck here eventually, it's gonna feel pretty lame not to finish the proper ending or the proper, at least this extra stuff. I don't even know if this is. I'm assuming there's another ending because the ending we got seems kind of lackluster compared to what I was hoping for, and I think this is gonna be a true ending. But yeah. Man, that took a while. I think it took pretty much as much time as last time, like 1 hour and 30 minutes, but still, it felt like a lot longer for some reason. I don't know. But yeah. This is all for now. I'm not gonna talk anymore. I wanna get out of here. Wanna get some food. Some dinner. And yeah. That's it for now. See you next time.